All right, it's 2 o'clock. I've got rising senior fullback Alex Tecza with us. Scott Wyckoff, you lead us off.
Alex, I know it's early in camp, but how is camp going and how would you describe what's going on out there?
Yeah, just a lot of excitement, right? I guess it's kind of been a short turnaround to the season. Uh, hard to forget what happened, right? Ended on a high note with Army in Oklahoma. Probably the longer seasons we've had in Navy history with that late bowl game. But just with the start of camp, I mean that's why a lot of people come and play football here, right? Is to play football, and workouts are fun. Coach K does a great job and his staff, developing us mentally, physically, and all that. But playing football is fun, and the excitement's there. Obviously, it's a grind, right? Spring ball is not the easiest part of the year, but just happy to see the boys get out there in the field, run around through the football. It's a lot of fun.
What's your biggest goal coming into this camp, your last camp, as you get ready for this season?
Yeah, just develop my leadership skills. I'd say. I think we got a lot of young guys who, we need to step up, right? We got some holes to fill on both sides of the ball, really all around. Some holes to fill in the linemen, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And, I think just bring some guys up. I think depth will be huge for us this year. I know we had a couple injuries last year in the middle of the year, and, that kind of developed a lull for us. No excuses there, but I think that's a big part of football is staying healthy. So I think if we can, develop some depth and that starts with bringing some young guys along. I think, being able to, picture myself as the leader in the room, and kind of direct the younger guys, tell them what to do. Talking to Coach Jasper the other day, it's definitely gonna be a lighter spring for me, rep wise, and I think that that's definitely a smart move, and I understand that's obviously hard for me not to. When I'm out there practicing, I want to get out there and get the ball and run around with the other guys, but really just focus on that, leadership aspect of the game, and really when I get in, just see the game and the drill, right? It's definitely a lot different than playing in a game when you're practicing. So kind of just seeing myself in the game, seeing a real team. Obviously, your defense is bringing a lot for us. Coach Volker does a lot. So, but yeah, really just those two. I think I'm going to keep in mind, and I think will be important for the season to come.
What does it mean for you to have this opportunity to go into your senior year playing with Blake and Brandon and Eli in the same backfield?
Yeah, I mean those guys are the best. Some of the best football players I've been around. Super versatile, can do a lot, and I think that's what we're going to do best this year is put a lot on the table for defenses to defend against and game plan for. Like you said, I mean it's four guys right there, right? Eli, Chat, and Blake, but we have a lot of other guys. We have a lot of other weapons too. And I know we got some linemen coming back. Some of our receivers, Nate Kent, Luke Hutchinson, and those just to name a few. We have talent on the offense side of the ball, and we're going to be fast. We're going to be athletic. Like I said, we're going to be versatile, and we're going to be hard to defend. So I'm just super excited to get spring ball started. Seen it already in those guys, and it's going to be a fun season next fall.
Thanks.
Wags.
What's up, Alex? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. Well, you mentioned the offensive line. It's very young. How does it look so far?
Yeah, I mean it's looking good. Obviously, learning on the fly is a hard thing to do, especially for those younger guys. Right now, I think we have one guy in practicing who has seen real game reps, and that's hard. Our line and Coach D does a great job. He's on those guys all day, all night. I'm sure he texts them at 12 o'clock at night, midnight, just watching film. Hey guys, watch film. He's crazy, but he really cares about those guys, and it's definitely a little messy here and there, but it is for all positions, right? And I think give those guys some time. I think some guys are going to arise. I think some guys are going to step up, fill those holes, like I said, and everything's going to be just fine. But the staff knows what they're doing. We have some of the best coaches in the country. I'm sure of that, and I know Coach G, Coach Lauren Dean, Coach McDonald. Those guys are going to develop them, and we'll be set to go for this season, I'm sure.
So you mentioned this being a light spring reps wise. What exactly are you doing? Are you going full contact at all, or are you not doing really much, I don't know, scrimmaging, if you will, at all?
Yeah, I mean it's obviously been a little different than years past. I just think it's to answer your question. I am going as much as I can. I got some live reps. Obviously, we're not live yet, but thud reps on Tuesday, will today, and going into the spring, when we put on full pads and go live. I don't know my game plan. That's obviously up to the coaches, not me. If it were up to me, I'd be in there every rep. I'm sure you guys know that, and but I think it's just being smart is the best thing we can do. And I think, it'd be a shame for, a guy like Blake who, is going to be a dude for us next year to get hurt in spring. I just think that's, that's unacceptable. That would, like I said, be a shame. And that would be hard for the team to, come back from that. And, we got other guys, but I just think, keeping guys like him safe is, super important, but also, getting better is important as well. So I think there's going to be a good mix, a good balance in that. And again, like I said, that's not up to me, but it'll be interesting to see, how they go about that the rest of spring. But I am, I'm in there a good bit. But it's really, we got to get some of those young guys who, haven't played the position before, are learning new stuff to, get them some reps, get them comfortable to, get some depth on the chart.
So, you had a good season last year, but you can always get better. When you talk to Coach Jasper at the end of the season, you have your postseason meeting with your position coach. What did he tell you were some of the things that you can improve on specifically?
I mean, there's always stuff to improve. Like you said, I feel like I had a solid season. I think I could have done a lot of things better. I think for me, being a little more consistent, I think, and I've already started doing this a lot, but I know my position in and out. I think you have to do well in this game. But I think for me, I really want to learn more of the offense, learn what the line's doing, what Blake's thinking, what the receivers, where their landmarks are, where the snipes, what leverage they're getting, things like that. I really want to work on my craft, and everyone else is really, hopefully, in that I can, maybe shift it around a couple positions, maybe play some slot back. Who knows, maybe Wildcat, I think that'd be pretty fun. But I just want to learn as much as I can about what's going on around me. And I think, you can play football, just knowing your position, right? Just instinctual, just being a football player. I've played it for years, and I feel like that's what I've done most of my career. But I think if I can learn that much more about what everybody else around me is doing, I think that can make me a lot better of a football player. It can make me more full. It can make me more whole. And I think that'll be important. Like we said, last question, not getting as many reps as I want to. I think, just getting those mental reps, learning about, other positions. And I think that will make me a lot better of a football player.
All right, I'll pass it off.
Colton Poole from Hero Sports.
Hey Alex, thanks for the time. First question for me, and you kind of touched on this a little bit, but in what ways do you expect this program to most improve this offseason?
I mean, yeah, that's a hard question. We did a lot of good things right last year, and I think it just goes back to that consistency. We started off really hot and kind of had that dip, and then gradually got back up there. But I think, if we want to be the team I think we can be, I think that dip needs to be eliminated. And, there can be a lot of excuses for that. But I think just that comes with consistency and confidence. I think if we can be a more consistent team, everybody doing their 111, their job, every single play with, elite eat. We talk about that, elite eat a lot. Effort, attitude, and toughness. I think we can be the team I think we can be. I think that's going to be super important. But, just being us, honestly. And I think, what we saw last season, I think that, coming into this year, we'll have a lot of confidence from that. And, just playing our game. And I think we'll be fine. Just, not getting, too much in our heads. And like I said, just playing us, just, know what we can do is going to be important.
You mentioned confidence, and you mentioned before that the playmakers you have on offense. How much confidence does that give you and each other, knowing that each one of you guys can make a big play at any moment?
Yeah, I mean, football is the greatest team sport on the planet. And you know, you can't win games alone, right? And so, you know, when I see Eli and Chad back there, and you know, Blake's confident look in his eye, you know, he's smiling, run the ball down the field, and that gives me all the confidence in the world, right? We feed off each other, and I think that's just football. Like I said, I just think that's important for the team. You know, at the end of the day, it's a team sport, and you know, the best team's going to win. So I just think that confidence, everybody will feed off each other, and you know, that'll make us play a lot better for sure.
And last question for me, you know, this could be a general question or maybe a more precise question, but what do you think is the possibility for this team in 2025? What do you hope to accomplish?
I mean, yeah, shoot for the stars, right? I mean, I don't see why we can't make the playoffs, honestly. I mean, you saw what Boise did. You know, a Mountain West team, you know, outside of the Power Four conferences, and you know, got a first round bye, right? And you know, I'm sure you look at their recruiting charts compared to the team they play. I think it was like Penn State or something. They probably didn't have a single 5-star, maybe one 4-star, if that. And you know, that's us, right? And we're playing against teams like of that caliber. You know, 5-star. Memphis has them. Tulane, whoever it is, you know, they're bigger, faster, you know, better recruiter. And I think, you know, for us, we look at that, and you know, that gives us some fuel to the fire, right? And I talk about that a lot. You know, when you line up against Memphis, for example, and I'm looking at their backer, knowing, you know, he, you know, has all this money, and you know, is getting paid in cars, whatever. I mean, people are getting crazy stuff nowadays, but you know, I think that just, you know, gives me an edge, right? You know, gives me another reason. And you know, like I said, I think we can take it all the way. I really do. I think we can go undefeated. You know, Notre Dame's at their place. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And I know, you know, the season they had last year, they'll lose a couple guys to the draft or whatever. But I think we could be really good if we want to be.
That's all I got. Thank you.
I got one for you, Alex. I'm reading a book right now by Jimmy Johnson, and you know, I'll paraphrase, but he basically says that it's easier to build towards success than maintain success. Have you guys, as senior leaders, talked about that and talked about, you know, not being satisfied based off last year and still being hungry for this year?
Yeah, we use the term, you know, maintaining that hunter mentality. You know, it's easy to get complacent, right? We talk about that year we had last year. You know, that's nice. You know, we can, you know, rest now or whatever. But you know, that's not the case. I think, you know, back to that, you know, recruiting stuff. You know, these people get paid all this money. You know, 5 stars, 4 stars, and you know, last year coming to the season, you know, we were the hunters. You know, we were trying to find our place in the conference. You know. And now we have a target on our back, right? You know, teams are going to be coming after us. They might step it up in every way possible. But I think, you know, if we maintain that hunter mentality that, you know, we're the underdogs and, you know, we're coming after teams, I think that will lead us to a lot more success.
Thanks. Great answer. Scott Wyckoff.
Alex, what's your comfort level now with Coach Cronick, having gone through a full season with him now and able to come in here in the spring?
Yeah, I mean, obviously super confident, right? A lot more than last spring. You know, inputting you know, a full playbook is not the easiest thing to do. So I now know that, you know, this spring I think we can focus on a lot more fundamentals. I think we're going to open up the playbook a lot more. You know, still work. Obviously, we're installing, you know, the base plays right now, and you know, working on those. But I just think we can really hammer down fundamentals, and I think that will make us a better team. So definitely the confidence is increased with him, and he's a great coach for sure.
And how do you like having Coach Jasper, both your position coach and also the quarterback's position coach, as you guys mesh together?
Yeah, I mean, two geniuses, right? Coach Jasper's been there for years, and he's one of the smartest guys I've been around. Just knows the game inside and out, and you know, he's been helping me a lot with that. You know, working on my craft of, you know, learning every position around me, and I think you know, he's done a great job with me and the rest of the guys. That, you know, obviously he was a offensive coordinator for a while, so he knows everything. You know, he knows the ins and outs of how the offense works, and you know, everybody's assignments. So you know, having him and Coach Cronick, his vision, and he's one of the smartest guys I've been around too. Just having those guys in the same room has definitely helped our position and the quarterback position a lot.
Now, do you have a gymnastics background, or is the backflip just something that you've learned on your own?
Well, I was like seventh grade. I went to this like gym sport play. It was a gymnastics gym, but it was like an open gym on Fridays, and we'd all go. And I mean, I guess the cool thing to do was, the backflips on the trampoline. So I thought one day, I try to learn one on the ground, and it stuck. I mean, it was. I mean, when you're in middle school, all the girls like the backflips. So it stuck with me. And I don't know. I think it was Charlotte. I did my first one, and Braxton. I did one. We on Thursdays on Thursdays we do a walkthrough, and we simulate like a victory, so like a QB kneel, and he did it back when I was like, I might as well do this in the game. And that first drive scored a touchdown, and it kind of just happened. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll do one this year. I think Coach Newberry will kill me. He wasn't too happy last year, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. My mom did some gymnastics, so yeah, but who knows? Well, maybe a double backflip this year. I don't know.
Pretty cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Wags.
So looking at with Daba moving on, you got to fill out this depth chart a little bit. Was wondering if you could talk about some of the other guys at your position. Shane Reynolds is a guy that last year they had him in a role where he would come in as a slot back, but be a blocker, and he was very effective. He didn't get to run the ball very much, although I do recall one game where he broke a big gain. I'm trying to look at his bio right now, but what can you tell me about Shane Reynolds? What are you seeing in him?
Yeah, Shane's one of my best friends, and I think he can do a lot for us this year. I think he'll be good at the B back position, but in talking to Coach Jasper and Coach Cronic, I think they want to like last year move him around a little bit to slot back. It's hard, and I love Chat to death, but he's a $170, and it's hard for him to load the backers we play against. And so having Shane in there, a bigger body, he's probably 225, one of the strongest kids I've ever seen. Like, he's lifting with Landon Robinson. He's 300 pounds and squats 700. And so he's lifting with Landon, and he's a freak, like just unreal in the weight room, super strong kid. He's fast, one of the fastest kids on the team. And so having him, be able to play some slot with for us, load some backers. I know he got a couple routes last year. He can run downfield a little bit. But being able to move him around, I think will confuse defenses a little bit. And then I think that will open up me. They're looking at Shane, what the heck's going on, and they'll forget about me or Eli or Chad or Blake or whatever it is. So I think they'll move him around a little bit. And then just some of the other guys in the room, to name a few, Vic Listorti, he's been doing a great job this spring. He had some fire before spring break, and he's learning. He was a B-back coming in. They moved him back to slot, and then they moved him back to B-back. So he's figuring it out, and trying to work with him. Willie Engels, super smart kid, played quarterback a little bit for us. So obviously, he knows a lot about what other people are doing. So super smart kid, hard runner, strong, like I said, lifts with me. And then we got some young guys. Mikey Pearson, he was an A-back. He's looking promising. Aiden and Jaden, they're solid, really solid. Aiden actually traveled with us as a freshman, so kind of got a little bit of look of what it's like to be on the varsity team, and we got a good room, we really do, and I think we'll have to have one or two more guys stand up with Shane, and but it's looking promising for sure.
So who behind you is getting the amount of reps, or are they trying to give all of these guys a lot of reps?
I mean, I think it's a pretty equal share. A lot of learning, right? So, and you learn the best getting reps, physical reps, and mental is huge too. But it's a lot different when you're getting the ball or making the block. So I think Coach Jasper and Cronic are doing a good job at giving equal reps to all the guys. Giving everybody a chance to prove themselves.
All right, thanks, Alex.
Colton.
I'm good for questions. Thanks, though.
Anyone have anything else for Alex? All right. Thanks a lot, Alex. We got Coach Jasper at 3:00.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.